Hello, everybody. So I'm going to talk about the Gospel of Thomas. Gospel of Thomas is a non-canonical gospel, so it's not in your, the Bible that they give you in your hotel room, the Gideon Society. I don't know if they still do that. But yes, so it's not one of the standard ones. It's considered a Gnostic gospel, but it's not really Gnostic. It doesn't have any of that, the mythology about the demiurge and all this stuff going on. It seems Gnosticism has a lot of story behind it. Now, so although it's probably good, I don't really know about Gnosticism. Tell me if you like Gnosticism. So Gospel of Thomas is famously the most non-dual gospel there is. Now, I'm going to just try to make some connections to non-duality. I'm not a scholar. I haven't read any books about the Gospel of Thomas. I just read the Gospel of Thomas and then picked things that I thought were non-dual. So I've got a few phrases. I was going to break it down in three parts. So the first one is the unity So in Advaita Vedanta, the main teaching is that you are the ultimate reality. Yes, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Tat Tvam Asi, you are that thou art, if you prefer. So all these great sayings that they have point to your identity with God, with the ultimate reality, the ground of being. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the fact that it's non-dual. So non-dual is not two. So the dissolution of opposites is the next thing I'm going to draw on. Then the last is that this idea that what we see as the world is not really the world. It's an illusion, it's Maya, and in fact, the only thing that's real is Brahman, and we're seeing a snake when there's really just a rope there. Okay, so for the connection of ourselves with the divine, I've got this quote. When you come to know yourselves, then you will become known, and you will realize that it is you who are sons of the living Father. Now, the thing that I like about this is so it's got the Christian terminology, yes, the living Father. And if you've gone to church in the past, I went to church a lot when I was a kid. These are phrases that you hear thrown about, and I don't really know what they mean. But the living Father, I think, is important because we are life itself. The consciousness, apart from the fact that we're existence itself, consciousness is life. We have found life in the external world, and we've worked out how it's formed and all of this. But those are kind of little machines. What's really life is consciousness. This is a thing that illuminates everything. This is really what life is, not different definitions of how little machines develop. When I was a kid, we had a different definition of life. Now they've changed it. So the official definition of life is not the same as in the 1980s. So that's the first thing. So you're the sons of the living Father. Of course, the living Father is existence itself, the ground of being. The quote that I took for the idea of dissolution of opposites, the idea that it's a non-dual reality, is this one. When you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, then you will enter the kingdom. So it's about collapsing opposites, about seeing that the reality is beyond any opposites. It's like in the Tao Te Ching, how everything comes. First you have the two, from the source comes the two, and then from two, the 10,000 things. So this reality, the true reality, is behind that. And this kingdom that they talk about, again, it's the Christian terminology. The way I like to think of the kingdom of God, and just from things I've heard from the canonical gospels, the idea that the world, that reality is the kingdom of God. We don't see it. First we see terrible things and objects, but behind these objects, these names and forms, the existence that's there is God. And first, with non-duality, we go into ourselves and find out what we are. So we find out first what we're not, and then we're left with the fact that we are, even though we can find nothing that we are. Now, then we realize that everything is us. Like in a dream, we are everything. And when we see this divinity that we discover first in ourselves being reflected in everything around us, this is the kingdom of God. This is where everything is divine, because in a kingdom of God, everything would be divine. Everything would be God. If you have a kingdom of cookies, everything's a cookie. You have the kingdom of God, everything's God. Okay, so this is the kingdom of God. I just made that one up now. Okay, then the other one is that we don't see it. So the quote I've got about the idea of this Maya. So another big thing in non-duality. The kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it. So there we go. It's spread out across the earth and we don't see it. It's already here. There's nothing to find. It's just our mistake that we don't see it, the divinity. Another one was, what you look forward to has already come, but you do not recognize it. So again, the truth is here, and it's just our error. It's this mistake that we make, that the snake, that the rope is a snake, the mistakes that we don't see that everything is divine, everything is God, everything is us. There was some other, that was going to be the main points of the video, but there were some other quotes that I just couldn't resist including. I'll probably have to make another video another day about this, but some nice quotes as well. One about consciousness, because of course in Advaita Vedanta, Satchitananda, existence, consciousness, bliss is the ultimate reality. So this consciousness is existence, and so existence means consciousness. Existence means to be aware. There is a light within the man of light, and he lights up the whole world. If he does not shine, he is darkness. And this expresses consciousness, because consciousness is the light that illuminates even more than light. Because light can illuminate a dark room, but consciousness illuminates light and darkness also. But when there is no consciousness, there is no light. Another nice one is about the idea that only Brahman is real. The world is an illusion. Whoever finds himself is superior to the world. So this shows that when you find the ultimate reality, when you find what you really are, you see that you're the thing that lends existence to everything else. All these names and forms are really grounded, are really held up by your existence. You are maintaining them. Like in a dream, it's really you that makes everything real in the dream, even though none of it really is real. You couldn't take these characters out of a dream because it's your dream. Another one that I like, it's about, so this idea that the subject cannot be objectified. Every time we try to find the self, we objectify it and we turn it into an object, and that limits it, and the true subject, the eternal subject, is unknowable. It's not unknowable, because it's even more than known, as Swami Vivekananda said. Right, I'll tell you the quote. I shall give you what no eye has seen, and what no ear has heard, and what has never occurred to the human mind. So it's something that cannot be put as an object. This thing that we're going to receive, this understanding of the true subject. Now, in some of the experiments we do eliminate the subject. So in the vision experiment, we saw the apple, the color of the apple, and we saw that there was no apple object separate from the seeing, and there was no subject separate from the seeing. And that's the subject and object divide, which has to be transcended. But there is the ultimate subject, the thing that is always watching, is always here. The thing that makes everything here is this consciousness that can never be objectified. And the last one, little bonus one. When you see your likeness, you will rejoice. But when you see your images, how much you will have to bear. So when you see your likeness, when you realize what you are, and maybe you see it in others as well, this consciousness that's the ground of existence, you will rejoice. But when you see your images, now your images are the images in the dream, the things you've projected. The more you live in this world, the more you have a lot to bear, because it is a lot to bear. And we do live in this transactional world. We don't really, well, certainly James does. We do have a lot to bear. We have to keep feeding ourselves, keep, a roof over our heads and all of that stuff. So it is a lot to bear in this transactional world, this transactional truth. But in the ultimate truth, we're safe, we are eternal, and we rejoice when we find that truth. So there you go. So it's not. I hope you found that interesting. I'm interested in maybe bringing in some more ways that Christianity can be seen as non-dual. I know I might get attacked by Christians, but there you go. I'm sure it's the truth. You see, the thing is that I do think that we have discovered the truth here. Through looking not out there, but through looking in here, we discover what is really here. The only thing we can't deny, that we exist and that we are conscious. And this is the truth. And everything will point to that truth. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.